everyone. This is Olaf.Torino. I'm the founder of OTLD Design Services. In this video, we will be discussing on how to create the different types of rooms, like the side-by-side rooms and the rooms within the room. So let's jump in. So I will be using one of the projects that I have worked before. I already imported the drawing. So this is an example of an architectural structure that involves rooms that are side by side. All right. I took the liberty of already importing it, so we will not be discussing here how to import the drawings. I will create a separate videos for that. So I just want to show you how we can efficiently create the room side by side. Okay. So first is you go to the Story and Building Construction Tools, and then Draw New Room. As you can see, the cursor will have the zigzag line beside it. So as soon as it shows, you can now start drawing the inner wall of the room. So all you have to do is zoom in so you can see clearly the reference lines inside the drawing. Left click and hold, and as soon as that orange dot snaps onto the reference drawing or any corner of that particular room, you can release and you can now follow the lines in the plan. And then you can right click and then close polygon, right? So earlier, when you start doing or before you start creating a room, the only thing that will appear here would be the site, okay? And then as you created that particular room, these three additional segments will appear. So the building, the story, and the room. Okay. Also, if you go to the 3D, you will see that that particular room is created. Okay. Next is we will be doing the adjacent rooms. Okay. Now for the curved walls, you can do it by simply creating smaller parts of the wall. Okay, and then close polygon. Right. Now you will notice that when you go to the 3D, these two rooms will now share a single wall. Okay, so that's what DIALux do. Whenever you create rooms side by side, so it automatically joins those two adjacent rooms sharing single wall. Okay, we can also try to do this. New room. All right. So one thing that DIALux do now is that you will be able to draw, or you can start creating individual rooms first until it combines everything and eventually uh, create one whole story. You don't have to create like in the previous version wherein you have to do the outer walls first, and then once you have created the story, then that's the time you can only do individual rooms. Now you can start creating individual rooms first, and it will automatically generate single floor. Now let's try to do or complete the rest of the rooms. If you would notice, all the space inside the rooms you have created has been highlighted to show that it has already been created. This will help you to identify which rooms you need or you still need to create. So that's it. We have already completed all the rooms inside this particular project. If you go to the 3D, you will see how they are constructed side by side, right? One thing that I would like to suggest though is that before you start creating individual rooms in the project, it is better that you assess it first in terms of identifying the walls that you need to follow or identifying the reference line that you will consider as the walls for each individual rooms or for each rooms. This will make it easier for you as you go along and complete the whole project. Another type of room that I want to show you is actually what you call room inside the room. So it's like having a separate or isolated room within or inside a bigger room, such as this one. So basically, there's no special way to do it except the same way as the side by side, but probably the thing that you need to consider is the sequence of which room to make first. So obviously, we need to create the bigger one first. So draw new room. If ever you mistakenly created a grip and then you want to delete it, all you have to do is just Control Z and then you can correct that and proceed. All right, so that would be the big space. Okay, and now create the smaller ones inside it, and that's it. You were able to create a room which is considered as a separate room from this one. Okay, now one thing that I want to point out and that I want you to be cautious is that as you create this particular room inside the room, it will generate an outer wall. So this is your inner wall, and then this is your outer wall. Okay, so you might be tempted to probably adjust the outer wall as how it appears in inside or how it appears in the drawing. But please note that if you do that, okay, which you can, you might not be able to do the rest of the rooms inside it, or at least the walls will not be automatically joined. So if I create this particular new room inside, and if I hover there, it will not click. So that's what will happen if you ever you adjusted the outer wall. So sorry. So let me just undo that. All right. Now if you just leave it as it is, so that you can continue creating new room. So if I create a new room without touching the outer wall or at least adjusting it, you can still proceed now and create that next adjacent inner room. And then it will automatically have one single wall for that two rooms. All right, so that would be the two types of room that I want to show you on how to create inside DIALux Evo. So the next thing that you need to do after creating those rooms inside your project is to label them accordingly. So now going back to the first one that we did, okay, we go to so we're in the story one or level one. Then we go to the spaces. Now, as you go to the space tool, the green highlight will turn into yellow for those rooms that you have created. As you can see, a check mark beside the cursor will appear once you are on the space tool. So all you have to do is click the room that you need to label first. So let's do it here. We just need to follow the room label as indicated in the drawing. So 5 packs meeting room. Okay, afterwards, you go to the utilization profile, click on edit. Here you will see that the preset is set to EN12464-1, year 2021. If you click on the drop-down list, there are several selection, which is EN1264-1, 2011 version, USA and Japan. Okay. Right now, we will not discuss the differences between this selection, so we will just leave it as it is. And after that, you can select from the templates. Hitting the drop-down list, you will see that there are several room applications. Now, all you have to do is select the closest to the room that you have created. So, if you notice, this is a meeting room. So, we go to offices. And after that, a third line will appear wherein you can select the particular application of that room. So since this is a 5-box meeting room, we can choose conference and meeting rooms here. Okay. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of information here that pertains to that utilization profile. So it will change as you select different application. Right now, we will not be discussing this. Probably we'll save it for a different topic. After we set the utilization profile, let's proceed with the working plane, which is what DIALux use to show the results of the calculation. Automatically, a working space will appear as soon as you create a room. Now, all we need to do is adjust the height and the wall zone that is appropriate for that particular application. So we will leave this one at 0.8 as the task height and the wall zone at 0.5 meters. So right now, all these parameters are as per standard, and we will be discussing this on a different video. So that's it. We were able to label this particular room. Let's try another one. Let's do this. Okay. So again, we name it as staging room. Okay. Then go to edit. We'll leave the preset as it is. Template will be again offices. And then here, we could probably select the closest since there's no specific parameter that pertains to staging room. So for now, let's go with archives and then do the wall zone at 0.5 once more. All right. And now we can do the labeling for the rest of the rooms. Now, the importance of creating this room or creating this space as an individual room will matter when you create the working plane. So if you created this by drawing a new room, then it will be considered by DIALux as a separate room. Unlike if you do it and just put columns as walls or objects as walls, or to at least replicate a wall, then it will be part of this bigger room once you start creating working planes. So that's the difference between the two. So there you have it. I was able to show you how to create two types of rooms and how to label them accordingly. See you on the next video. Thank you.